A lot of people saw the episode, this past week where you did one-on-ones with a lot of the team members, and obviously we've seen a lot of the comments.
Yeah.
One of the comments I've seen, pretty often is that this should have been kept private. It's not something that you should make public. Now, obviously our response to this is always like, we try to be as transparent as possible. We want to show how this business works, what we do. How do you respond to things like this?
Well, again, obviously we've opened our doors to the whole watch community and YouTube community as a whole. So I think at this point, the gloves are off. We pretty much show everything that we can show. In fact, that scene was not supposed to be, or those scenes were not supposed to be filmed at all.
That's fine.
I had a legitimate sales meeting, and because it's the last quarter, I wanted to sit down with each individually and kind of go through their strengths, their weaknesses, what we need to work on, how I can help them. And then here comes Cam with the camera, right?
I guess he didn't have enough content, so he jumped in there.
He came with the camera, and the sales guys, I actually asked them first, are you comfortable filming this? I asked them if they're comfortable, and they said they would love it.
Look, most of their life in here is on camera and visible to the public. There are certain things that, they might not be comfortable with. Like one of the things that got a lot of heat was your treatment of David, that he's post-stroke, how could you, run him down like this? How could you threaten him with his performance needs to increase, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, I think in full transparency, full honesty, it's a conversation you were having with him one-on-one. Shit happens. Tell me what you think about it.
Yeah, so with Dave, and especially filming Gray Market or anything, or any show that you watch on cable TV, people really only see the tip of the iceberg, right? They only see that scene, and they take everything that happened in that scene and they drive a narrative based off that. What they don't see is the daily conversations that I have with him and the team. And the fact that we're in contact, me and Dave, from morning, throughout the day here at Luxury Resort, and at night. My phone is never off. My phone is never off for them. We're a team here. We help each other. In fact, they're friends of mine, each individual person. So, and they know not to take me in a way that they think that I'm trying to hurt them or put them down. In fact, it's funny because after I had the conversation with Dave, I would have never thought that I would have gotten any type of, bad feedback from him, because I thought that I was very honest with him. In my experience, I find that if you're not 100% on the same page with somebody, you're not honest with them, and that they're not going to improve. And Dave knows that this is a hyper-competitive environment, that there are people gunning for a spot. I get, no joke, probably 10 to 15 resumes a day of people wanting to come work, because at the end of the day, this is a fantastic environment to work in. It's a great career. And in the back of his mind, he knows that there's people gunning. The last thing we want to do is make any type of shifts or changes, because I hate doing that. I don't want to fire anybody. We have a team. We have a core network of individuals. So I told him, listen, man, this is the truth. You were rocking and rolling. Yes, you had the stroke. Now, the stroke was a very unfortunate thing. It was a health scare. But at the end of the day, it's like, I can't use that. I don't think he wants my sympathy long term.
Absolutely.
He knows his capabilities. He knows what he's able to do. Why would I put him down? I feel it's me putting him down, still using it as a crush for him. He's way past that.
Plus, a lot of people take it out of context. They see one little clip. It might not even been the entire conversation. Obviously, you have, like you said, multiple conversations with him throughout the day. And I'm sure a lot of them are motivational, inspirational, and just helping him, become better. The idea is not to knock somebody down. The resumes that we get, and it's funny you said that, that how good this environment is, opposed to the comments that we get on every video.
Man,
what a toxic environment. How could these people work? When are, some of the top sales people going to go out and open up their own company? People don't really see the day-to-day.
Of course not.
We try to show it as much as possible.
We try to show it as much as possible. And the funny thing about it is I'm never afraid to obviously speak my mind here. And maybe I act in some cases not in the most traditional sense in the corporate environment, but although we are corporate and we have structure here, we are a little bit unique in what we do. First off, how many businesses out there are showing their day-to-day? Not very many, right? So there's nothing to hide. So I feel it's important, and I actually felt after the fact of having those one-on-ones that it's important for their customers to see how they really are. What they need to work on, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. In fact, it's always the YouTube comments and people that I believe are haters that have the negative stuff to say. After the episode aired on Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we were sitting at dinner with my family. I was with my little one, with my wife, her parents, and I got a phone call from a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, also a client of ours, CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You would think he understands corporate strategies and how to maneuver in these environments and how management works and all these systems works. He called me and he said, you know what? You did a better job than seasoned professionals, more than I've seen. And like he said, you do a better job than most people I know, than 99% of people.
Yeah. I mean, because for most people, it's just a job. I mean, it's just work. They come in, they clock out.
Yeah, there's no emotional attachment.
Yeah, they don't really care. I mean, and again, in a lot of situations, the company is so big that one person's, efforts are not going to change things too much. Here, every individual's efforts like really matter. Like whether it's one salesperson, whether it's one data entry person, like if somebody fucks up, it can actually cost the company money.